Okay, so let's jump into this really strange and ancient story. It's a wild tale about a mission with incredibly high stakes, a hired gun, a prophet actually, and a plan that goes off the rails in just about the most spectacular way you can imagine. I mean, just think about that for a second. You hire the absolute best person for a job that's critical to your survival. You pay them a fortune, and then they turn around and do the one thing you specifically hired them not to do. Well, that's exactly the kind of mess we're getting into today, but, on a huge supernatural scale. All right, let's set the stage and meet our main characters. You've got a king who is justifiably terrified, and you've got this famous prophet. See, the king has a problem, a massive problem, and he's convinced this is the only guy who can fix it. So, this is King Balak. He's the king of Moab, and he looks out over his border and sees this enormous group of people, the Israelites, just camped right there. And he is completely panicked. He doesn't see new neighbors, he sees an existential threat, a force so big he thinks they're gonna lick up everything around us, as he puts it. So, what's his grand strategy? Well, on paper, it seems pretty simple. Step 1, go hire the best prophet money can buy, a guy named Balaam. Step 2, build these elaborate sacred altars, spare no expense. And then step 3, the whole point of this operation, have Balaam unleash a devastating curse to cripple his enemies. Easy peasy, right? So the stage is set. The king and the prophet, they climb up to this high place where they've got a perfect view of the entire Israelite camp. The ritual starts. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? And listen, this was no small affair. Balak goes all out. We're talking 7 altars, 7 bulls, and 7 rams for the sacrifice. He is pouring resources into this thing to make absolutely sure this curse lands with maximum force. So the ritual's done, and King Balak is just waiting, holding his breath, ready for these words of doom. And then Balaam opens his mouth, but what comes out isn't a curse at all. He basically says, look, how am I supposed to curse a people that God himself hasn't cursed? My hands are tied here. So let's just be clear about what happened here. This is a complete 180. The entire mission was to curse Israel. The actual result? A powerful blessing is spoken over them instead. The plan didn't just fail, it backfired and did the exact opposite. And as you can probably guess, King Balak is losing his mind. He's totally baffled. He turns on Balaam and just screams, "What have you done to me?" The project he's invested so much in hasn't just failed, it's actually made his enemies stronger. But Balak, he's not the kind of guy to give up that easily. In his head, this has to be some kind of mistake, right? A technical difficulty. It can't be that the whole plan is just wrong. So what does he do? He decides they're going to try it again. Balak's theory is it was the location. Yeah, that's it. Maybe the view was just too good, too impressive. So he takes Balaam to a totally new spot, a place where they can only see a little bit of the Israelite camp. He's hoping that, a change of scenery will change the whole vibe and get him the curse he paid for. And so they do it all over again. 7 more altars, 7 more bulls, 7 more rams. The exact same expensive, elaborate ritual. He's literally doubling down on his investment, praying for a different outcome. And once again, Balaam speaks, but this time he doesn't just bless Israel, he explains exactly why this whole plan is a bust. He lays it all out on the table, saying, look, God isn't like a person who can just lie or change their mind. Once he speaks, it's a done deal. And this right here, this is really the heart of the whole story. Balaam makes it perfectly clear. I was given an order to bless. He has blessed them, and there is nothing I can do to change it. He's just the messenger, speaking words that aren't his and that he has absolutely no power to change.
So at this point, Balak is just in full-on damage control. He's completely desperate. He's gone from demanding a curse to basically begging Balaam, okay, fine. If you can't curse them, then for heaven's sake, just don't say anything. Just stop blessing them.
Now, you'd think that after begging for silence, Balak would just pack it in, cut his losses, and go home. But no. Incredibly, he's still not ready to give up. He's got one last desperate idea. Maybe, just maybe, the third time's the charm? So for one last desperate attempt, he takes Balaam to another brand new location, the top of Mount Peor. And this spot looks out over a barren, empty wasteland. Maybe Balak thinks this depressing view will finally put everybody in the right mood for a good old-fashioned curse. And so for a third and final time, the whole pattern just repeats itself. You've got a new location, but it's the same ritual, the same massive sacrifice, and the same fading hope from a king who just refuses to believe his plan is doomed from the start. And, well, as you've probably guessed, the third time is no different. We're not even going to go into the details of the third blessing, because the real takeaway here isn't about what happens next. It's about understanding why this plan was always going to fail. It's just the perfect irony, isn't it? A king spends a fortune to have his enemies cursed, but every single thing he does just results in them getting blessed even more. His scheme to weaken them only ends up confirming their strength. So when you boil it all down, what did we just see here? We saw a powerful king with a detailed plan get completely shut down. We saw a prophet, hired for one job, forced to deliver a message that wasn't his. And most importantly, we saw an act of pure malice get turned on its head and transformed into a powerful blessing, not once, not twice, but 3 times. And that really leaves you with this big question to chew on. This ancient story kind of forces you to wonder, no matter how hard we try, how much we spend, or how badly we want something, are there some forces out there that are just way beyond our control?